Well, this is very exciting. A very special episode of Neighborhood Spotlight, Siege Edition. My name is Bob Carter, and with me is the icon, Mr. Larry Elmore, and my personal hero, by the way.
Thank you so much. You're more the hero type.
I sincerely appreciate you saying that, sir. Thank you very much. Larry Elmore, world famous illustrator and artist, and now video game designer and developer, right? Let's talk about why you're here at Siege.
Actually, James Simpson taught me into coming, and he
Yes.
is been working on a SnarfQuest game, and SnarfQuest is a character that I created, and then back in the '80s, I did a episode, 3 pages a month for like 6 or 7 years. And then when I went freelance, I stopped. I didn't have time, and it had a huge fan following. So James was one of them. And he talked me into doing a game, or he's
Yes.
doing the game.
Yes. You had that comic in the back pages of Dragon Magazine
Yeah.
every single month. I used to read it myself growing
Yeah.
up. Very exciting. And of course, with all of your artwork, now you're able to bring all of your talents and all of your experiences and all of your humor into SnarfQuest.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us, is this a continuation of that story? Is this the origin story? Is this a prequel, a sequel?
Well, okay. Now I did a totally new episode, a Kickstarter,
Mm-hmm.
because nowadays there's not as many magazines as there were back then that you could run comic strips and things. There's not, so I did a Kickstarter and did a new 40-some page book of SnarfQuest and his adventures. And James Simpson, a SnarfQuest fan, and
Dr.
a friend
Unity.
of mine, and
Dr.
and
Unity.
yes, and he knows computers,
And then some.
yeah, and so he wanted to do a game. He was a big fan, and I said, sure, and I got to know him. I trust him. Just turn it over to him, let him do it his way. And so all that I've seen, it's. I don't know if I could win the game. It's pretty neat. And he said, yeah, some people can get to this level pretty fast. I said, it'd take me like a year to get to this level.
But it's a great game.
But
I mean, it's
young, nimble minds. can do it.
yes, but it blends humor.
Yeah.
It's obviously questing,
Yeah.
some adventure, some hack and slash. What are your favorite aspects of it?
I don't know what the favorite is. It's the weird part is to see these little characters come to life and have voices and
Yes, great voices, by the way.
yeah.
I'll go ahead and give a plug. Obviously, as a voice actor, I love voice acting. And Kelly Buttrick is one of the characters. John Bailey is another one. Anybody else that you remember? No?
Can't remember all the names.
No
He'll-
problem.
he'll
They're
tell
just
me,
they're
and
they happen to be
I'm
personal
like,
friends of mine. So.
okay.
Well, they're great.
If you say they're great,
They are.
then they're great.
They are
So-
absolutely fantastic. They're talented.
Yeah.
They're not Bob Carter, but
And I've heard a few voices from these people like, wow, they got some neat voices.
Oh,
Your
yes.
voices just carry it. Yeah.
Well, John Bailey is the voice of Honest Trailers,
Yeah.
and he is hysterical anyway.
Really?
Yeah, very talented young man and an absolutely hilarious guy. And yes, John, you could PayPal me later on. Now, since you've been here at Siege, have you actually checked out any of the other panels, or have you mostly been networking and mingling and promoting
really
the game?
Just meeting so many. I've really not done much promoting. I'm just meeting a lot of people, and
Good.
it's a lot of fun. And I think at first when James wanted me to come here, I'm like, I don't know. These are all computer game people, and I'm pretty old school. And I said, nobody will know me. And so I got down here, and I think it's James or someone said, look, almost it all started from D&D.
Yes,
So
it did.
I
It
said,
really did.
Well, they might then. And so when I
Yes.
got here, so many people that old red dragon print down there, they're like,
Yes.
I remember that.
So, sir, in case you have not noticed, I've had chills on my arms the entire time I've been sitting beside you. All right, it had a huge impact on my life as well.
It's surprised me over the years going to conventions and just at Dragon Con this year, I've met people that they say that playing D&D literally saved some of their lives
Mhm.
because their family life and things like this, it was really bad,
Right.
but they could play D&D and escape into another world and have
Yes.
fun and enjoy. And so
Yes.
it really affected a lot of children
Certainly.
in very positive ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And on top of that, it forges friendships.
It did,
So
for
many different
life.
people.
Yes,
Yes, lifelong
yes,
friendships,
lifelong
and so many
friendships.
different people from so many different walks of life.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
All different personalities, all different backgrounds. When you come together, and of course you're working together for a quest.
Yes.
And when you overcome those challenges, that's
bond.
yes,
Sure,
that is,
yeah.
and you form that lifelong camaraderie. So what you helped create and spark, you and Gary Gygax, I mean,
Well,
you guys had
I
a
don't
tremendous
think
impact.
We knew it was going to be what it was going to be. And back before the word viral meant what it does today, D&D basically went viral
Yes, it
all
did.
over the world.
Yes, it did.
And over the years, I've found out how far it went and how many lives it reached, and it was amazing. It really
Absolutely,
was.
absolutely. To this day, I still play. I'm playing fifth edition D&D. I've got a monthly group get together that plays a Palladium based system. I've got a Star Wars based game, but honestly, role playing has gone mainstream now. Did you know that even the government role plays now?
Really?
Yes. Well, the actual working members of the
Yeah, I
government,
know
not
what you mean.
Congress,
Not
obviously.
those,
None of those
yeah,
guys.
the working members.
Yeah, but I mean, like the State Department, the CIA, the FBI,
Yeah.
they role play because obviously they're doing these different scenarios and situations, but they're creating situations that obviously require lateral thinking
Yeah.
skills, that require teamwork and outside the box skills. You can't just check these things off in a multiple choice test anymore.
Because you can't. The situation that comes up in D&D, you got to react to it then.
Yes.
And it's like a big soap opera. You don't know what the script is.
Mm-hmm.
It's always happening. So you got to think now. And
absolutely.
Quick, and it's not pre-programmed or anything.
No, not at all. Well,
it's not
actually,
reading script. There's no script.
Right. Well, the DM might have a scenario. He'll have his template, but
Yeah,
the players are guaranteed to always go off script.
Yeah,
so you've got to be able
always.
to improvise. You have to be able to adapt.
Yeah.
So yeah, it requires a lot of social skills and interaction, and that's the surprising thing. And it's been absolutely wonderful. Now, since you've been here at Siege, do you know that there's an entirely new generation there taking the concept and the things that we're talking about, and they're applying them now to virtual reality, augmented reality, and the new thing is mixed reality.
I've heard of it, and I can't hardly wrap my brain around it. You see, I'm old school, D&D, and okay, art is a time-consuming occupation. So I've very my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I've watched. I got a computer. Yes, I can use a few programs. I'm on Facebook. I can email.
Right.
But I paint and draw the old-fashioned way, and I love it. It's a lifetime challenge for me.
Well, that skill is coming back, and it's actually going to be used just the same way that you paint and draw. Instead of drawing on paper, though, you can, say, potentially put on some glasses, and then the things that you can draw, you'll be able to draw in 3D. So you can draw trees. You can draw, you can literally be the creator of worlds all around you, surrounding you, and that's the next generation. That's the next level vision.
I just like to experience it.
Yes, sir.
That would be, well, it's gone beyond my own imagination. You say, oh, they might be doing that in so many years, and then it's like
it's happening
2 or 3 months later, like this isn't coming out. Like, I start reflecting on my life, like, I've come a long way, baby. Just the one I've seen,
Well, let's talk about your life. What inspired you to become such a great artist and illustrator? What were your inspirations besides beautiful women, of course? Come on, we have to pay credit. A lot of your drawings are.
I got in trouble in the first grade in a one-room country school. I drew my tablet up full of women, so my teacher was going to give me an assignment. She looked up and freaked out. Sent a note home to my dad, and he had to come, and they rationed me paper out. But I'm from a rural. I lived in a rural area of Kentucky, and I was so in the early '50s and early '60s. It was things were changing a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I think what got me into there was no such thing as fantasy art then. There wasn't much. Anything using a lot of imagination.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time in my life, when I was 9 and 10 years old, every continent had been explored. we eventually went to the moon, and I grew up like still in grade school back then. They taught you how Daniel Boone come in here and explore.
Absolutely, I
He's
remember.
lost one time for 3 years. It's like, God, that's fantastic. And so it was adventure. And so when I would play with friends in the woods and my cousins, it was always about adventure.
Yes.
But when I was, in my teens and getting ready to start college, what was left to explore? What the adventure was gone. And then I saw a big painting of a Viking longship one time, and my dad told me who the Vikings were. Well, that just fired me up, So I was drawing Viking longships. I didn't know what a Viking looked like, but I draw the ship. And so when I went to college, I was doing this kind of weird art, and the teachers didn't know what to think and thought I was sort of wasting my talent. But eventually they saw I was doing something. And then the first Frazetta covers of Conan came out,
Right.
and I saw that. Oh, that's it. That's heaven. That's exactly what I want to paint.
Okay.
And so I think it's about adventure, though, a new frontier. So once was explored already, go back and make it up.
Yes, sir.
And have a blast that way. And D&D,
It's all about adventure. Yes,
it went
yes, it
back
does.
to another time, and you could have a great adventure.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And now the things that you have created have inspired
Come to
generation
life.
after generation after generation, and that's what Siege is all about.
Yeah.
I mean, this game developers convention, I'm going down there and in the like in the dealer's room, in the exhibit room,
Yeah.
you're seeing all these incredible games. By the way, you need to go check this one out. This is done by the University of Georgia.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they're veterinary school. It's called Bloodstream, and you've got the virtual reality. It's basically like
I saw a
the
guy
one where they
walking
shrink up.
there and looked at
Yes,
that, yeah.
but it's the one where they like what was that movie from the '60s where they shrank down and they went in the human body?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
you get out through the body. Yeah.
you can literally see
Do
you're
that?
basically you're in the bloodstream of different animals. That's the crazy part, whether it's a horse, a dog, a cat, something like that, because again, it's the UGA.
And you're playing a game at the same time?
Right. So this was they're the ones that are sponsoring it,
Yeah.
but you're playing the game of what types of medicine to apply. But the concept of being in this other world, at first I was like, whoa, what is that game? It looks like Doom or Quake or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Right? I'm seeing like lots of blood, and then I realized I'm in the blood. It's the
Yeah.
blood, it's the bloodstream. So you're seeing these big, massive red blood cells and white blood cells. So all those different types of games are down there. And everything
you
from
can
shooter
educate
games.
people on,
Yes, you
on
can.
all that at the same time.
Yes, you
and play a
can.
game.
And again, then I'm also seeing the fantasy games that are down there as well.
Yeah.
So it all boils down to the vision and the style and the art, and of course, a great story. And you put all that together, and then you've got you here as well. This has been
there's
incredible.
So many creative people and young people too that's all involved, and it's great.
Yes.
It's just really a great thing.
Yes. All right. So again, let's talk about Snarf Quest.
Yeah.
Where can they get it?
You can order it.
Snarfquest.com.
That's it. Yeah.
And you can also upload it from Steam.
Yeah.
And you can also buy it in the stores.
I tell you how smart I was about that. James was talking about, you can get it through Steam. I said, what's Steam? So he had to explain it to me. I go, oh, that's pretty cool. It's been around a while.
Yes. Yes. But again, Snarf Quest, Larry Elmore's Snarf Quest on Steam right now. You can get it there. And is there a special going on while they're here at Siege?
There probably is.
Okay.
I won't.
Right. We're not going to hold them to it.
But knowing
yes.
James, he's probably got something.
Yes. Yes, he does. Dr. Unity. And again, Larry Elmore, thank you very, very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
This has been another Neighborhood Spotlight Siege edition. I'm your host, Bob Carter. Thank you very much. Happy Siege!
So much.
Thank you. I mean, it's just fun. Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure.
Okay.
So
we actually have. Imagine that your depiction of, I'm going to say this wrong, Furiona by. Oh.
What's wrong?
We are online.
Okay.
Well, the people behind the camera are not done with you yet.
Perfect. Well, this is great. In that case, this is your extras edition, right? Again, if you're a Patreon, this is the extras edition, the behind the scenes. We've got one question online, and that is.
So that question is from Pantheon. I kind of scrolled up there a little bit, so let me see if I can find it. Was your depiction of Furiona by
EverQuest, yes.
would have such an overwhelmingly positive response, and did you expect it to be recurring work for you?
Yes. I got to add on a little bit. Keith Parkinson was the first to paint her. He's the first to do that request, and then he went to work for another company, a competitor, so like he couldn't do the work. So they got in touch with me to do other covers, and so I looked at a lot of Keith stuff because it had already been established, this character, and so I was trying to copy Keith. Some they said just do it your way, eventually. I said okay, but yeah, that was when I did it, the character had been established, but it was fun. It was great working with Sony and everything else. It was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
We still have a little bit more time. We've been given permission to go on for another
great.
10 minutes. So, is there any more questions from online?
We don't have any from online, but have you had any questions that have come from some of your folks that are downstairs when you've been showing the art? I know every time I've been down there, you've had a really big crowd.
Yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people.
Yes, I'm sure.
Well, a lot of it is about the old days in D&D.
Mm-hmm.
But with me, what I like about those conversations, and I go to a lot of conventions, and this is the first time I've been to this kind of convention, Siege. And it's the heart of all these are the same.
Yes.
It's all about gaming and
Yes,
how much
yes,
fun it is. And like computer gaming, I don't have time for it, but I'd love to. If I wasn't painting all the time, I'd be on the computer playing games. And I understand, I see what the magic about it. And it's the same feeling we had when we was playing D&D years ago.
Yes.
It's just carried another step. And I don't know, the graphics nowadays, all these things are unbelievable. It's like reality.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Well, here's a question.
Yeah.
What was one of your favorite campaigns, or what is one of your favorite campaigns in terms of storylines that to this day you still remember?
Oh, well, we had the art department had one big campaign, and it lasted for about 5 years, and we played it every lunch, but sometimes lunch would go to 3 hours and get in trouble. And then so we go to somebody's house once a month and play all night. And I would say I always played, I was a dwarf fighter.
Okay.
I was a short guy and everything, so I played a dwarf fighter. And it was a good group playing. Jeff Easley, if you know him, his personality and everything, he's sort of laid back. But he wouldn't read his spells. He was our wizard. He'd never know his powerful. As he go up levels, he'd never know. And Keith was our DM, and he kept saying, Jeff, read your spells. You're at level 5 now. Read your spells. So we was at level 6 or 7 one time. We was in a really tight situation. He's asking us all what we're going to do. And Jeff said, I'm just fireball. He said, where? We was in a room smaller than this. And Keith said, you sure you want to? He said, you ready to spell? Yeah. Well, that ended the campaign. He killed us all.
He blew everybody up.
He burned us all alive. Just killed us all. And he said, I told you should read it. He goes, oh, yeah. We were all sort of pissed, like, we killed us all, Jeff. It's over.
That's fantastic.
Then later on, when Keith and I went freelance and got our own little shop right there in Lake Geneva, so we had people over to play D&D. Well, we had some kind of a weird version, sort of created our own little system.
Sure.
And we had a ball of fun playing that. So we played a lot back then. But eventually, as freelancing artists, art takes time.
Right.
And we just couldn't hardly play it. And I missed that more than anything. It's not being able to play that much.
Well, that's something new that started to happen too. Are you familiar with the fact that people are now playing online
I've heard of
all over the world, and they'll get together? As a matter of fact, Roll20.net is a fantastic platform where people can get together from all different cities. So, okay.
Well, somebody was telling me, I don't know, it was my son or something, said, there's podcasts now, just people playing D&D.
Oh, yes.
And all these people listening.
Yes.
And they're making money just playing D&D.
Yes.
Like, God.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, thank you again so much,
Sure.
Mr. Elmore. And thank you, everybody that stayed online watching us. Congratulations. You got the extras. And, of course, this is going to be available on demand, video on demand. And I believe that's mixer.com/GGDA. So you absolutely want to catch that. Again, Mr. Larry Elmore, Snarf Quest. You absolutely want to check it out. Either buy it online, get the box version through wherever your favorite game company might be, or of course Steam. You can always download it and download all the extras. I'm Bob Carter from the Neighborhood Studio. Thank you very much.